When people see that smiling, white-haired man on every KFC box, they see success. They see fame. They see billions of dollars and fried chicken that conquered the world. But what they don't see is the pain, the struggle, and the rejection behind that face. This is not just a story about chicken. It's a story about believing in yourself when no one else does. This is the story of Colonel Harland Sanders, the man who proved that it's never too late to start again. Harland Sanders was born in 1890 in a poor family in Henryville, Indiana. He was just 6 years old when tragedy struck. His father died suddenly, leaving his mother to take care of the family. She started working long hours at a factory, and young Harland, just a child, had to cook for his brother and sister. That's where it all began, in that small kitchen, filled with love, hunger, and survival. While other kids played outside, he learned how to make food that brought comfort. He didn't know it then, but that little act of survival would one day feed the entire world. At the age of 12, he dropped out of school. Not because he wanted to, but because life forced him to. He worked anywhere he could, as a farm hand, a horse painter, a railroad fireman, a soldier, a blacksmith, and even a ferry boat operator. Each job ended in failure or frustration. He was fired more than 6 times before turning 30, but he never complained. He kept moving, learning, growing, because deep down, he knew one truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. By the time he was in his 30s, he tried opening a small service station in Kentucky. There, he started cooking for travelers passing through. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, biscuits, simple recipes, made with care. People loved it. Word spread fast, and soon his little gas station turned into a small restaurant. Locals would drive miles just to taste his chicken. For the first time, life was smiling back at him. He had finally found something that worked. Something he was born to do. But fate had other plans. In 1939, a new highway was built that took traffic away from his restaurant. Customers stopped coming. His business failed overnight. Everything he had worked for was gone. He lost his restaurant, his savings, and his hope. At the age of 65, when most people are thinking about retirement, Sanders was broke, depressed, and alone. Most people would have given up. But Sanders wasn't like most people. He believed that the only time you truly fail is when you stop trying. So, instead of giving up, he looked at what he still had, his secret chicken recipe. He thought, if people loved my chicken once, maybe they'll love it again. He packed his few belongings, took his pressure cooker, and hit the road in his old car. He started visiting restaurants and diners across America. He'd walk in, introduce himself, and say, "I'll cook my chicken for you. If your customers like it, we'll work out a deal." He was turned down again and again. Some laughed at him, some ignored him, and some told him to stop dreaming. But he didn't stop. He kept knocking on doors, 100, 200, 500, until the number reached 1,009 rejections. Just imagine that, getting rejected over 1,000 times at the age of 65. Most people can't handle 5 rejections, let alone 1,000. But every time someone said no, he said next, because he believed the next one could be his yes. And finally, it was. One small restaurant owner in Utah tasted his chicken and agreed to partner with him. That was the beginning of something incredible. The Kentucky Fried Chicken brand was born. Within a few years, it became a national sensation. People couldn't get enough of that crispy, secret recipe flavor. Sanders's face, his white hair, goatee, and bow tie became a symbol of trust and taste. But the best part of the story isn't how he made millions. It's how he became a legend after everyone thought his life was over. When others saw the end, he saw a new beginning. He turned failure into fortune. He turned rejection into reward. He turned pain into purpose. He once said, "I made a resolve that I was going to amount to something if I could. No hours, nor amount of labor, nor money would deter me from giving the best that was in me." And he lived by that every single day. By the time he was in his 70s, Colonel Sanders had more than 600 KFC franchises across America and Canada. He became one of the most recognized faces in the world. His white suit became his uniform, a symbol of his journey, discipline, and authenticity. Even after selling the company, he continued traveling, inspiring young entrepreneurs to never stop believing. He'd often stand on stages and say, "Remember, every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. You just need the courage to keep stepping." And maybe that's what we all need. Courage. Courage to start again when everything falls apart. Courage to believe when no one else does. Courage to dream when the world says you're too old. Because the truth is, success doesn't have a deadline. Colonel Sanders started his global empire at 65. If he had given up at 64, the world would never have known KFC. So maybe your dream is not failing. Maybe it's just waiting for the right time. Today, KFC serves millions of people every single day in over 150 countries. But the real success story isn't the chicken. It's the man behind it. A man who refused to quit. A man who believed that age is just a number. A man who proved that success has no expiry date. So if you're sitting there thinking your time is over, if you've been rejected again and again, if you feel like it's too late, remember Colonel Sanders. Remember the man who started with nothing but a recipe and a relentless heart. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He made them. And that's the difference between people who wish and people who win. Success belongs to those who keep moving, no matter how slow, no matter how tired, no matter how many times they fall. So keep going. Your breakthrough might be one yes away. Because one thing's for sure, it's never too late to become who you were meant to be.